The second technical session, Early Warning, Lightning and Thunderstorm, will be chaired by Shri Kamal Kishore, Member NDMA, and co-chaired by Lieutenant General R.P. Sahi, Vice Chairman, Uttar Pradesh State Disaster Management Authority. The session will have three speakers: Dr. V. Gopalakrishnan, scientist, Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Pune, Dr. K.J. Ramesh from IMD, and Shri Harsha Aditya from Andhra Pradesh State Disaster Management Authority. I now hand over the floor to Shri Kamal Kishore.
Good afternoon. I welcome you to this second technical session, which will focus on early warning for lightning and thunderstorm. This is a very important area, a very challenging area as well. We have, over the last 2 or 3 decades, given a lot of attention to developing a functioning early warning system for floods and cyclones, but perhaps not as much for lightning and thunderstorm. It's an important area because if you look at the cumulative deaths that occur from thunderstorm and lightning, there are actually a very large number of casualties occur from these disasters. The memories of May, June thunderstorm and lightning events in a number of North Indian states, Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, UP, parts of Bihar are quite fresh. So it is important that we give it a concerted attention and strengthen systems for these disasters as well. There are 2 principal challenges in developing an effective early warning system for thunderstorm and lightning. One is that these events are highly dispersed. You may come up with a large swath of area and forecast or anticipate the occurrence of thunderstorm and lightning, but these systems really form very quickly, and within that large swath, the impacts are highly localized. And the second challenge, of course, is that there is very short lead time, unlike, we heard from Dr. Ramesh, the efforts to increase lead time for cyclones, we can never even approach days. It will still be in the multiple of hours or even less in case of thunderstorm and lightning. So these are two very principal challenges, and I could add a third one, which is that if you look at the kinds of deaths that have occurred from thunderstorms and lightning, they are highly varied, very different kinds of socioeconomic groups, occupational groups that are affected. So the kind of actions they need to take in response to a warning are highly varied. So it will require very sophisticated effort in terms of awareness generation. So I think with that, I will initiate the session. I am honored to have Lieutenant General R.P. Sahi as my co-chair. Sir, would you like to speak now or towards the end? Towards the end. So we have 3 speakers. Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, a world-class institution and trying to understand weather and climate in the tropical parts of the world. And we will have, again, Dr. Ramesh from IMD and representative from Andhra Pradesh. So we have 3 speakers. I would like you to keep your remarks to 7-8 minutes, no more, so that we have some time for discussion and we still break for lunch on time. Thank you. With that, we start with Dr. V. Gopalakrishnan from Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology.
Good afternoon to all. So I will be giving some talk on these thunderstorms and what IITM is doing and what are the challenges and what is the percentage and what we were planning ahead also. Just I will give a small brief introduction about the lightning. As the chairman mentioned, this it's a very localized phenomena. It happened within a very short span of time. And it is having a loss of potential to create the damages, especially to the human life, buildings, and then means electrical installations, and so many things. So because of this one, this is it's having a very good. Why this is happening is because it is having means a very high the energy. That the energy is very, very high. It is having some kind of amperes, more than about some kind of means the thousands of amperes of current. It is bringing with this. So it is making it a very means a bigger potential for disaster one. And it is, even though, and then Sir mentioned, so it is now we are having some, means every second, some about that 50 flashes is occurring all over the globe. And then there is not a single minute without the lightning. It is something different from all other kinds of natural disasters we know, because other things will happen only for a few days or few days. But here that lightning, it happens every second. There is no somewhere other place in the globe is always experiencing some kind of a lightning. So that's the one thing. So as I told you, it is having a very high, some kind of, means the thousands of amperes of current, which is making it a very high, and then it's having so much temperature is also there. There are now the two kinds of lightnings are there. One is this one, that cloud to ground lightning, which is only that causing that very much potential damage to everybody. And another one is the intracloud lightning. That is between the clouds only, so that is not having any kind of potential damage. Only the cloud to ground lightning is having much things. And then so there's out of these things, now that out of the 5 regions of over the world which is having the lot of lightning, we can see that India is having the one of the region which is having which also falls in this count. This one of other regions of the South America, Australia, and other things. So the India is one of the potential regions which is having that high lightning incidents. So over the period of time that India, it's a big country, some other countries like USA, they are having lightning, but they are having that only over the two or the 3 states. But over India, we having the lightning intensity, the lightning is averaging almost over that whole Indian region, some part of the that time, except for the winter time, we have a very high lightning frequency in range. So, and then also we have seen that the lightning is happening some parts of the India over that late night, some part of the India over that noon time, some part of the night during that early evening times. So it is having that almost all the times it is happening. So it creates the damages. Anyway, you know that what are the damages it is creating. And then, so it is because of these damages, mostly because of the direct flash, direct attack, or because of some contact with some other where that lightning is occurring, or that is one more thing, we are just entering over the area where that lightning current is passing, and another one, these are the 4 kinds of things. So out of this one, so India, if you see, India is having that means that even that the fatality per India means that per million also is very high over the Indian region. So that means that latest report of the national that's the crime report is telling 2,000 from more than 2,000 deaths over the 2015, and then the percentage share. If you see, it is only that highest, lightning is that highest, but it has received that less attention over the past, means just a few years ago. Now only it has received that lot of attention, it occurs, and then we are getting so much things. So, so what are the challenges? It is that it is presenting 2 challenges. One is that very short interval of time, and then we don't have that initiation of the lightning, and then that actual occurrence. It leaves around just some kind of a minutes only. Maximum is we can have that 52 to 20 minutes. And then also that area also, we cannot have a large area. We cannot just forecast over that means even for example of that district. Because in the district level is also a very big district, and then that lightning will happen only during the particular area of the district. So if you give us means the general warning, that would be some kind of means a false alarm or something like that. So that will also focus one of the challenges. So keeping in mind, and IITM has started with that, means that monitoring over that lighting network, because India is not having any kind of a lighting network. We have started with the lighting network. Yeah, in the year 2015, over that Maharashtra, over Maharashtra, we have installed 20 lighting sensors to know that the exact location where it is happening, and then so that has given the confidence that we know that where is the lighting is happening, and then also that which area that the lighting is moving. So we have that last some kind of area of that we know that the exact location where that probable moving of this movement of the thunderstorms. We got it for that last 2-3 years. So with this one, so we have also created that locally, we have created over the Maharashtra only, we are giving some kind of a warning. So we are just sharing our information for that last 3 years only with the Maharashtra, because we have installed over the Maharashtra region only. So there's some of the district authorities also very much complimented that information they are getting from our network. So now we are using this network, we can just identify that exactly that which are the lighting prone areas, and then it can be we can know that means which direction that this kind of a particular thunderstorm is just moving, and then we know that the area which will be affected over that next 30 minutes. But also, so we are given some kind of forecast during this period. So, but now what is happening is, so this that is for the 3 years, 2015 to 2017. So now that the ministry has decided that we should not have just focus on Maharashtra. We have made that since the lightning is occurring all over the India, we have to now that means expand the system. So with this one, we have now that expanded the system. So now we have now expanded the system, and then now along with this expansion, we are now around the 20, instead of 20, now we have that 48 lighting sensors, and then that has now been means that covering that northeast, and then that means that Kerala, and then some part of northeast, and then some part of that northern side we have covered. And then we are 2020, means 2019-20, we will be now that, I'm happy to say that, so we will be covering that whole of the country will be covered with this lighting system. Now we have started using, now IIF is also having the same, Indian Air Force is having the same kind of a network. So we are now, with that help of Dr. K.G. Ramesh, we are now getting that IIF data also. So now we are now receiving that data from IIF, and then our own data, both are now combined, and then it has been again given to the IMD. So IMD is now using the combined state of data, and then they are now putting over that where now they are waiting with that satellite system. So it will be improving in that modeling studies. They have some kind of improvement they can get from the modeling studies that has been shared with the IMD. So IMD is having something. Now that recently, now we have missed the last week. We have now used for the dissemination is one of the great problems because of that very much less time. So last week, IITM has released this mobile app, which is called the Damini. So this mobile app will give you that exact region, whether you are in, it gives that 3 kinds of warning, whether one is in that, safe zone, or where that lightning may probably occur within that next half an hour, or they are in a particular, that lighting prone area. So that will give that in this kind of alerts, whether you are in a green, that will be in the green, orange, and then green, orange, and also that another one is the red color. So these colors will be giving. So this will be covering the area of 20 and then the 40 kilometers. Within that area of 20, whether one is in that safe zone or in that probable rising zone, or in that means one has to. So what precautions it has to be taken, that also in that app it is given. So what you should do in case of lightning stress. So now we have, as I told, we are already having that 40 sensors have been installed. Now over this particular area only, now that the next sentence will be over that western side, central part. We are not yet installed the system. So all this system will be the 2019-20, it will be now 19 and then 2019 April to 2019 end. It will be covered, will be over all the places. And then we are now also having further stage. Now what we have done is, now we are having, developing that SMS alert is in that final stage. So it may be released within the next 2 months or 3 months. So we are just, but we are now held up because of this thing, to whom that SMS should do, and then because that people should not get that. And then one more thing is, not unlike the other kind of national disaster where you can issue the warning only at the particular time, 8:30 in the morning, or IMD is doing or something like that, or 5:30 in the evening. So that lightning is a very much fast developing phenomenon. So we have to issue warning not of that 8:30 or that 5:30, then it is of that no use. So that SMS has to go immediately once that system is been, means that some kind of development is there. So that kind of a thing, so whether, how frequency we have to give the warning, because we are now getting so many SMS also getting, the people will get tired and then they will not see it, so it will go waste. So we are, that kind of modalities, we are now seeing it. And then one more thing what we are doing is, now already we are now sharing the data for the satellite migration of the IMD. Now we are going to share the data with that, this one also, along with that radar group also. Now that radar group, they want the data every 10 minutes. So that every 10 minutes they are getting that fresh radar map. So that radar pictures also they are now going to overlap with this. So that will again increase that NWP